Welcome back to Just Fit Pilates. This is a quick warm-up you can do before any of my Wall Pilates workouts. So we'll get started by lying on the ground. Legs are flat on the wall, hip distance apart. Let's place our hands on our belly and we'll just start with some breathing first. So take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. I'm placing my hands here so that I can feel that expansion of air as we breathe in, and then feeling the fingers lower as you breathe out. Good, let's place our hands to the side. We'll go through imprint and release. So we're gonna bring that low back closer to the mat and then return to that starting position. This position can be tricky, so what you can also do is place two fingers, one on the hip bones and then one by the ribs, and try to bring those fingers closer together as you rock back. With the breath, we'll inhale as we return to the starting position and then exhale as you rock back towards you. Good, let's place our hands down. We'll go into some marching. So tilt that low back into the mat like we just did, and then pick one foot up and then the other foot up. We want to be keeping these moves slow and steady and maintaining that position in the abs. You can also place a hand underneath your low back and try to keep pressing into that to help maintain the imprinted position. Great, now keep the feet together. You're going to drop your knees to one side. You could also do this with your feet on the ground. We'll just feel a spinal rotation through the lower back. This should feel like a gentle stretch for the low back. And we're going to be moving quickly because we want to keep it a dynamic warm-up. So let's bring the feet back to center and then drop to the side. We'll just take a few breaths here. Let's return to center. Place your feet hip distance apart. You're going to do a hip roll. So roll all the way up onto the shoulder blades, not coming up onto the neck, and then roll back down. We'll do a few of these. So we start at that lower spine. We go through imprint and then come up onto the shoulder blades. Roll back down. So just like that imprint position before, we bring that low back closer to the mat, coming up, and then rolling back down. Let's roll up again. We'll do two more. So rolling up, and come back down. And last one, roll up. Now we're gonna stay up and march. So pick one foot up, place it back down, and then the other foot up and place it down. Same thing, we wanna be keeping the hip bones steady here, trying to stay lifted throughout the whole movement. Now these movements are really difficult. It can be hard to not slide back. So I focus the most on trying to stay lifted in the glutes. So bringing my butt up towards the ceiling, versus pushing into the wall where you will potentially push so much that you go back. Great, so let's come back down. We'll do one more glute exercise. So roll back up into that bridge position, and then we're gonna drop the hips, just hovering over the ground, and then come back up. We'll do this for 10. So press into those feet to bridge up, feeling that openness in the hip joint in front of the leg. And if you're feeling it into the low back, don't bridge up as much. Try to do a smaller movement here. And if you check out my YouTube shorts, I have other corrections for the low back pain. Okay, we've got two more. And last one, come on down. Now let's warm up the arms. So you're gonna place your arms up in front of you. Palms are gonna be facing inward. You're gonna reach up as if you're trying to reach the ceiling and then come back down. So this is some scapular mobility, so the back of the shoulder area. It's a small movement, so you're just gonna be able to come up a few inches and then come back to that starting position. Let's scissor the arms. So one arm comes back, one arm comes down by the hips, bring them back to center, and then alternate. We'll alternate right and left. And with the breath, we inhale as those arms come back together, exhale, scissor. Inhale, come up, exhale, scissor. Halfway there, let's do 5 more. Great, let's bring the arms overhead, turn the palms towards the ceiling, flex up, so crunching up with those arms coming down by the hips, and then come back down, return the arms overhead. For all the flexing up, we want to exhale as we flex up, inhale, lower the head. Exhale, flex up, inhale, breathing in as we lower. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Great, let's bend the elbows. Hands are gonna be by the face. We're gonna reach our arms up overhead, flex up, arms come down by the hips, and then return to that starting position. We'll go for 5. Now through these workouts, I will cue breath occasionally, not for every exercise. Sometimes it can get too confusing with the movement and the breath with Pilates. So I focus on teaching the movement and then the breath can come after. So when in doubt, just breathe normally and focus on doing the correct movements. Great job, lower the head. Raise the arms up overhead. Now you're gonna support your head with one arm as the other one comes down. Flex up, rotating, and bring that knee towards you. We'll do this for 5. So try to keep that elbow open and think more about bringing your shoulder towards your knee versus bringing that elbow bent in towards your knee. Last one. Let's switch sides. So place your other hand to support your head and then rotate and come back down. I'm limited by the wall here, so I can't open my elbow as much, but feel that openness through the elbow and then think about bringing your shoulder towards your knee. And just an idea, if you were doing this before each Wall Pilates video, once you know the form tips, you can follow along with it muted. I want it to be an enjoyable experience for you, and I hope that you enjoy the warm-up. You are all warmed up, and I'll see you for your workout.